Welcome back to the Student of the Game podcast. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. Hey, quick second. Hey, look at your neighbor and say, "Go Rockets." Just look at them and say, "Go Rockets." See how they look at you. If they're responding in a weird type of way, then they just a hater. If they respond with smiles and laughter and joy, then they all right in life. Nah, for real, man. How about them Rockets? Go Rockets. The Houston Rockets, they took care of business against those Golden State Warriors, man. And the thing about it is, people like to complain about the game being physical. Well, it's funny, a team with the mascot name Warriors complaining about the game being physical. What warrior do you know complain about being physical? You ever watch the movie Gladiator? Do you see General Maximus? Do you see him complaining about being physical? Did you ever watch a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Carl Weathers movie, God rest his soul, Sylvester Stallone movie, and they kicking all that butt and they being like a fierce warriors in those movies and stuff? You ever see them complaining about, oh, it's too physical. They're being too physical. Oh, they're grabbing, they pushing, blah, 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 blah. But what's crazy, the thing about it, both teams are grabbing and pushing. Both teams are. And let's take this to another level. The team that's the Warriors, they have the player who grabs and does more than that. They have a player by the name of Draymond Green who hey, this dude here has done wrestling moves on people while playing basketball. So when PK Subban, the guy, the retired hockey player, when he's on ESPN and he's talking about the NBA is not physical, he clearly doesn't watch Draymond Green. He clearly doesn't watch the Houston Rockets play. And I'm gonna add another layer to that. All right, the Rockets coach Ime Udoka and Warriors coach Steve Kerr. They are coaching. Which coaching tree they come from? Which coaching tree they come from? The main coaching tree, Greg Popovich. You could say Steve Kerr, okay, some Phil Jackson. He played for Phil Jackson, but I think, well, hold up, was he one of the? I can't. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, has relationships with Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich, Ime Udoka, relationships with Greg Popovich. I think Ime played for the Lakers at one point. Okay, for like one season back in 2004, I believe. But anyways, Greg Popovich, like this game right here that's being played, this is the same style Greg Popovich did. Same style. Or you can say, well, no, they didn't have players that were borderline dirty or physical and stuff. Hey, man, I'm one of the biggest Robert Horry fans, all right? I have a Robert Horry jersey just like this, all right, back when the Rockets won them championships. But the hip check that he did, y'all forget about the hip check that he did on Steve Nash. And and Horry's not a dirty player. He's physical. Y'all forgot about Bruce Bowen? Go look up Bruce Bowen. Y'all don't know about Bruce Bowen? Come on, y'all. Who are we kidding here? Who are we kidding here? Who did Steve Kerr play with? He played with Dennis Rodman. Who are we kidding here? This game is physical. Yes, it is. And they're playing physical. But in the words of the great Bill Walton, God rest his soul, it's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. I'm showing my age here because growing up, the playoffs when Bill Walton was commentating, whenever there was a foul called or whatever, he would say, oh, you got to let that go. It's the playoffs. I do a terrible, terrible Bill Walton impersonation. But Adam Clanton on the A-Team on Sports 790, that show comes on like Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6. Check that show out. He does like an awesome Bill Walton impersonation. All right. And Jim Rome too. So check that show out. But it's the playoffs. It's the playoffs, people. All right. So chill out or not chill out. But whether if you chill out or not chill out, guess what? The refs going to call it the same way. They calling the games all across the board, all across the league, just like that. So the thing about it is this. If you don't like what you're seeing, Warriors fans, with the physicality that's being played by every team pretty much in the playoffs right now, hey, y'all was on the outside looking in. Y'all chose to win your play-in game. If you didn't want to play, go home. Go home. But Rockets were awesome. Rockets were awesome. I'm not gonna lie. There's never a comfortable lead when you have Steph Curry on your team. I repeat, there is no such thing as a comfortable lead over Steph Curry. Because I'm like, man, as long as that dude is in the game, they can come back. We up by 20. We up by 15, 16 points, like 7 minutes left. Yeah, no. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I know Jimmy Butler got hurt, but let's do a role reversal here. If Steph got hurt and Jimmy Butler's out there, I'm not as scared as the Rockets losing that lead. Steph Curry out there, oh my goodness. Man, phenomenal. I'm going to tell you something. Like, for the people who talk about how soft this NBA era is right now, games like this, like if you're Steph Curry, Jalen Green, Sengun, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Jabari Smith Jr., all these players, pin this series, because when people say that, if they want to say, you played in an era where everything is soft, they didn't do hard fouls, play this game for them. Play this entire series. You can call it a rivalry. You could call it bad blood like Taylor Swift and Kendrick Lamar. But that's what it is with Rockets and Warriors. Okay? It's a game where it's like they're dying to beat the Rockets. The Rockets are dying to beat the Warriors. Okay? They're fighting each other because it's like, hey, I'm not going to let you get the best of me. And I'm not going to lie, as a Rockets fan, in the playoffs, hey, they beat us 4 times, man. And it's like the little brother situation. It's like the little brother, you lifting, you're getting bigger, drinking your milk, eating your protein and all that. And then it's like, I'm about to take big bro. And you win some, you get some battles, and then bam, big brother finds another way. A lot of times, the little brother, shoots himself in the foot, But I enjoy watching this series. It's very entertaining. Very entertaining. Very entertaining. To us, the Warriors, y'all are the perfect villain. Y'all are the perfect villain for us. And it seems like we're the perfect villain for y'all, even though y'all have defeated us. But that's the thing, man, But I guess like even with the X-Men, most of the time Charles Xavier's team wins over Magneto's, but you can't ignore the fact that Magneto is still like the most worthiest foe for the X-Men. Or the Joker, he normally always loses to Batman, but you have to recognize that he is one of the most highest foes Batman has ever faced. And whenever Joker is going up against Batman, those episodes or movies tend to have the highest rating or make the most money. But yeah, man, this is a very physical series and I love it. Now, what I don't like is that Stephen A. Smith, I don't dislike him as a person. I don't like what the dude said. Dude talking about, well, I'm going to come back to that because I'm still talking about this game here. Well, I'm going to talk about it. Stephen A., bro, like, he played the clip of Ime Udoka at the press conference after the Rockets won Game 2. And Ime Udoka, they asked him the question about the physicality of the series. And Ime said that, well, it plays into our favor. And we have to, in order to win, we must play through it. And the same thing goes with the Warriors. He says it plays to our advantage, and we have to play through it. Same thing as the Warriors. It plays to their advantage as well. Stephen A. took that statement and ran with this. He says, oh, yeah, Ime, he put a red target on his back. Because, Steph, he's so dominating from the perimeter. It's just, and you can't stop him. It just makes you want to just hurt him. So he better not. And it's like, he didn't say, being physical doesn't mean I'm going to go hurt you. And that's the thing with Stephen A. Like, you blowing it out of proportion. Both of these teams are playing physical. You act like it's just one-sided. It is not one-sided. But hey, he clearly wants Golden State to win. Yesterday, he had Snoop on his show, and he talking about how great would it be if we had a Warriors versus the Lakers. Seriously, no, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I mean, hey, I thought Stephen A was a Knicks fan, but whatever. Nobody care about that. This is Warriors and Rockets right here, man. Warriors and Rockets. But I love how Jalen Green is playing. He came through big. I got a feeling Jalen Green listens to the show. I really do. I think Jalen Green, 38 points, 8 3-pointers. Yeah, he was attacking. And he was very decisive. Quick decisions, very decisive. In the regular season, you got to have quick decisions, but it's even more important in the playoffs because you're playing the same opponent at least 4 times. Y'all have footage on each other. Those gaps to penetrate, they close in, Keep attacking the basket. Keep attacking. All right. Fred VanVleet, he can't knock down a shot, but I love his presence, man. He has a very common presence for this team, this young team, and it's very, 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 very important, very critical, very crucial, all that. And he's not going back down, and he's one of the leaders on this team, and they see that he's not going back down. We're not going back down. Dylan Brooks, same thing. He going to make some boneheaded plays that I don't like, but I love his intensity out there. Rockets need that. Jabari Smith Jr., same thing with him. Love his intensity. Amen Thompson, man, he got in foul trouble. Man, I hate what happened with Jimmy Butler. I hate that happened, man. That is sad. You don't want to see a player like that. You don't want to see anybody getting hurt. And in the playoffs, when they both fail, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, how bad is it? Then I'm also thinking, I'm like, well, Amen Thompson failed as well. But I can't say his impact was on when he hit the floor. I can't say it hurt him less than it hurt Jimmy Butler. You say Steven Jackson, but I think what it is, Jimmy Butler's like about 34, 35 years old, and when you're that age, when you fall down compared to when you're 20, 21 years old, like Amen Thompson, if you're Amen Thompson, you're able to bounce back up. Jimmy Butler, no. But he was injured. I think they said a contusion. I believe that is what it is. So they're waiting on the results on that. Hopefully this young man has a clean bill of health because I want to see him out there. It's entertaining. Like I say, hey, right now, for me, from my perspective, the Rockets are the superheroes. Warriors right now, y'all are the super villains. Okay? Y'all are the super. I know Jimmy Butler in the last game against Memphis, he said that Steph is Batman and he's Robin. No. Not to me, unless you're Batman and Robin from an alternate universe and you're being evil. But let's play on that. Let's say those are Batman, that's Batman and that's Robin, all right? Let's say Draymond is Aquaman. Our Rockets, I would say we're more like the Teen Titans. We young. We like the Teen Titans, all right? And it's Teen Titans versus 3 members of the Justice League and stuff. So, but Teen Titans, they got some up-and-coming stars on there. Yeah, you got a Robin over there. So, you got, you know what? We'll call Jimmy Butler Nightwing. We Teen Titans, so we got a Robin, all right? But anyways, you want to see their best out there. So that way, when it's all said and done, hey, man, no excuses. But no matter what, people are going to find a way to make an excuse. But, Şengün is that play where he did the spin moves, 2 spin moves. It reminded me of that play that DeAndre Hopkins did a while back when the Texans, damn it feels good to be a Texan, when they played against Dallas Cowboys. I think it was in overtime. Who was that? Deshaun Watson threw the ball to him and he caught the ball and he spent about 3 or 4 times. But that Şengün play, that Şengün 2 spin moves, man, that reminded me of that, man. You don't see that too often. But Şengün is stepping up to the plate. He's showing that, hey, he has what it takes to be a superstar. Only 22 years old, man. How about that? But like I said earlier, I was never comfortable with that lead. I'm like, hey, we got to keep putting it on him. And Jalen Green, even though he made 8 threes, some of those threes, I'm like, why are you taking the 3-pointer? I get it, you going for the knockout blow, but see, when you playing with a team like this, you could hit them with a knockout blow, they're gonna still keep coming. It's just like when Apollo Creed, when he was fighting Rocky, he kept getting boom, 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 knocking Rocky down. Most people wouldn't get back up. Rocky kept getting back up. That's what this Warrior team is. That's what this Rockets team is, because it was proven in game one. Warriors up by like 20-something points. Rockets came back. They came back, chipped that lead away. So that's the thing. These two teams, they are very, very resilient, and it's a reflection of their coaching. Who's the main one? The main person from that coaching tree? Greg Popovich. So they know the ins and outs. So that's a very, very interesting thing about this series, man. And they're gonna play. That's why Steve Kerr doesn't mind what Draymond does, because Steve Kerr remember playing with Bruce Bowen. Okay? That's why Ime Udoka don't mind what he does, because Ime Udoka was that type of player, very physical and stuff. And I think he played for the Spurs too. So that means these two probably was teammates one year or something like that. But this is how it was played in the 80s and 90s. I can't speak on the 70s. I wasn't living it. I wasn't really watching basketball like that, but maybe it was. But 80s and 90s, that's how it was. People like to over-criticize the bad boy Pistons, but as if they were the only physical team in that era. No, every team was playing physical. It's just that the Detroit Pistons, the bad boy Pistons, they were better at being physical than everybody else. So it's like nowadays everybody's shooting the three-pointer, but nobody's shooting the three-pointer better than Steph or Clay. So the Detroit Pistons, they was the Splash Brothers of physical brand of basketball. Because even the Bulls teams that Jordan played on, they were physical. They had Bill Cartwright, man. He would bow people and all that stuff inadvertently or advertently or whatever. And it's just that the Pistons, they had more physical players. And they were very persistent with it. This Rockets teams, they are very persistent with it. Very persistent with it. But I loved what I saw. Now, what I didn't like seeing that rookie post for Golden State make them threes. It seemed like he has his confidence up, and they're probably going to be utilizing that more in the next game, I'm expecting, knowing Steve Kerr. Jonathan Kuminga finally got some playing time. I was listening to Gil's Arena, and they was talking about that they're not gonna play Kuminga, because if he comes in and he plays well, then you're going to have to justify paying him, because you could have a player who didn't play much during certain parts of the season, but if that player performs very good in the playoffs, oh yeah, that's going to get you that could get you a big contract, because other teams are going to see the potential. And they think that Kuminga doesn't want the Warriors to match his contract because he's a restricted agent this summer. But we'll see about that. But Kuminga looked good when he was out there. I mean, I never understood why they didn't play him and Butler at the same time. But hey, I'm not the professional coach here. He knows something that clearly that I don't know. But post getting confident to shoot that three, that Rockets, they're going to have to pay attention to that. And I'm pretty sure Ime Udoka is going to be paying attention to that. And maybe you could charge it up to, hey, they was down by a lot of points. Not that much pressure to shoot and make. There's less pressure when you're shooting shots when you're down by a lot of points compared to when the game is close. But proud of my Rockets. First Rockets playoff win since the James Harden era. And it came on the anniversary, the 2-year anniversary of when the Rockets signed Ime Udoka. So how about that, Rockets fans? How about that, man? But they look good, man. I was so proud, man. I'm like, look at them young Bulls, man. They don't back down. None of that. They like, all right, we not scared of Draymond. Hey, we gonna keep that same energy. Now, what I didn't like, Tari Eason, you can't be throwing towels on people. That is so unsanitary. That towel probably been on the floor. You've been wiping your sweaty face with it. You threw it. All of it went on that dude's face like a doggone face hugger from Aliens, man. Like, you can't do that. So I didn't like that. So don't do that. You can talk, bump your guns, but don't do that, because that had the potential. That could have triggered something, and then a fight could have literally broken out. And like I said, Stephen A., hey, man, they're not trying to hurt Steph, so stop that. You're a Knicks fan. Almost ever since Pat Riley got to the Knicks, and even years after that, they have been known to play a physical brand of basketball. So stop that. Some of y'all greatest Knicks teams was playing a physical brand of basketball. Stop that. You trying to create this narrative because you want the Warriors to win. Whatever, but don't do that. No, they're not trying to hurt Steph Curry. Because if they wanted to hurt him, he would have been hurt. He would have been hurt. So stop all that, man. That's just messy. That's just messy. So, and it's not just my take. That's a fact. That's just messy, dude. Don't do that. Don't do that. Or you gonna have to see me. That's what Stephen A. be saying to people. I remember he said that about with Kevin, Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant. But anyways, share your thoughts. Let me know what y'all thought about Rockets versus Warriors game 2. Hey, Rockets fans, let me know your thoughts on it. Warriors fans, hey, feel free to chime in. Just, hey, ask everybody, just be respectful, okay? Because guess what? Our team's not going to play against each other forever. There eventually is going to be an end point on it. And guess what, man? Hey, God don't want us hating each other and being disrespectful. God don't even care about a basketball game, but be respectful when we're talking smack to each other. But let me know what y'all think, and hey, go and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for tuning in. Student of the Game Podcast. Peace out.